3 minutes before 10. Good morning to you. We'll start off the discussion. We are expecting another guest, but we'll go right ahead. We have an interesting discussion this morning on the program. Let me welcome you. We have Dr. Machel Emmanuel, a son of the soil, who has officially signed a contract with the government of Dominica through the Ministry of Agriculture, and he has signed that contract as the national cannabis consultant. So we're going to have a very interesting discussion. Of course, this comes on the heels of a 2 day symposium at the State House just recently, and also some meetings in various communities. So I know Grand Bay was scheduled for yesterday, but because of the heavy rains, a decision was taken to cancel yesterday's proceedings and put it on for another day. So we'll talk about cannabis, the national cannabis industry, and what is expected in terms of Dominica. What fruits can we derive from this? What benefits, if anything? Dr. Emmanuel is considered a trailblazer in plant biotechnology and cannabis research at UE, the University of the West Indies, Muna campus. And his groundbreaking work in the UE Cannabis Research and Development Laboratory has really positioned Jamaica as a leader in scientific research on medicinal cannabis, on plant conservation as well, and biotechnology innovation. And now Dr. Emmanuel's expertise has been recognized regionally. So from academia to national policy, Dr. Emmanuel continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in Dominica for agriculture and medicinal plant science. Good morning to you, Dr. Emmanuel.
Good
It is a
morning.
pleasure to have you on. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Yes, it's indeed a pleasure to be here representing Dominica. It's always good in terms of creating that international experience and credentials, but being able to contribute to your native homeland, that's even more meaningful. So I would like to say good morning to all listeners, and it's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Dr. Emmanuel, I can recall a few years ago, I had you as a guest. You were on the Zoom platform. And I'm trying to recall some of the things that you have said, but there's one thing that has stuck in my brain. There's a specific topic rather surrounding cannabis at that time, and I can recall you speaking about the original landrace cultivars. I think that was the very first time I heard this, and I jotted it down, and you were saying essentially that these cultivars are particularly adapted to the Caribbean's climate. And you at that time alluded to the fact that the potential for the Caribbean's production and supply of a niche product in the cannabis industry was ripe. So let me just ask you, off the bat, is the country on the right path now, as this, in reference to what you told us the last time?
Yes, many persons may have this narrative that Dominica has missed other boat, but I have reserved views based on that perception because I think Dominica is currently uniquely poised to take advantage of relaxing cannabis policy and enacting a medicinal cannabis industry that will benefit the Dominican people. And it's interesting to note that Dominica is in a situation where we are able to learn from the other jurisdictions who have enacted cannabis policy thus far. So we are in a unique position to take advantage of or learn from the mistakes that have been done and look to see how we could place Dominica within the international framework of cannabis policy.
All right, so you have a very pivotal role to play, and that role will help guide Dominica's development of a sustainable and science-driven cannabis industry. When I started the program, I indicated, of course, that we have had the 2-day national symposium and a series of discussions in various communities are part of this as well. You have been here for a while, for a few days now?
Yes, I've been here for a few weeks now, actually.
Mm-hmm. So give us your perception of what is happening in Dominica. I know you are working closely with the people in this movement, but from your standpoint, how do you view what is happening in Dominica as far as the medicinal cannabis is concerned?
Yes, well, there is still a lot of misconceptions taking place within the public domain in terms of the approach that is currently being taken in regards to development of a medical cannabis industry. And I just want the people to note that in terms of advancing global policy in regards to cannabis discourse, it's important to understand the connotations which are used. We see the word medicinal cannabis being used, and it's important because the word medical does come with some value based on the approach towards public health and safety, how the impact based on the social structure concerning cannabis consumption in terms of cultivation to dispensation. So it's looking at the entire value chain to see how Dominica could benefit from building those linkages within the cannabis supply chain and see how that will be able to stimulate growth in terms of the economic sector. Currently, we see where agriculture contributes about 17% to GDP, but we see where manufacturing has been pretty low at the 2% rate. So in terms of one of the hallmarks of medicinal cannabis is actually to bring about that increase value added proposition in understanding from seed to sale. So we could see that aspect contributing to the manufacture sector based on value added products. And we saw in the national symposium where there was a wide display of the various products that local entrepreneurs are putting together. And it is remarkable to see the work that is being done currently locally based on formulation, extractions, without the necessary standards and protocols in place to do so. So it's only with the support of the government structure via a regulated framework we could see how Dominica could promulgate forward to have certified products within the local, regional, and international space.
Okay, so this preamble sets the platform for our discussion. So now let me ask you to give us an idea as to who you are. Of course, the son of the soil. I want this connection to be made.
Right.
And tell us about your exploits in
Yes,
education.
so I
and all
am
that.
Dr. Machel Emmanuel. I was born and raised in terms of Dominica. I went to St. Mary's Primary School and I went to Dominica Grammar School where I did my O levels, and from there I went to the United Kingdom where I did sixth form college where I got practical experience studying